I need to get this done by the wedding, so let's get into it. So if you're following this series, you'll know it's about staying consistent and how far we could get towards achieving our goals and building an awesome community along the way. So a little bit of backstory of what's going on here. When we bought the house, this room and the mudroom area was all one big room, and above the rear portion of the room was a flat roof and a deck, and then the back portion of the room was the second floor of the upstairs of the house. And right in the middle of our kitchen renovation, we had a crazy bad storm, and we discovered a leak through the flat roof below the deck, and we ended up having to remove the whole deck, redo the roof, and fix that leak. And honestly, it was a blessing in disguise, because when we took down the wet sheetrock that was in here, we discovered a bunch of other framing issues, a window that was damaged, and some other stuff. Ultimately, I ended up reframing a majority of this room, moving 2 of the windows, and re-insulating the entire room. Oversimplifying it there, but you guys get the picture. Now that we're all caught up, what are we gonna do in this video? The goal before the end of this weekend is to get all the little electrical items, the rough-in for the plumbing, for the heat that we're adding upstairs, and, drumroll please, all of the sheetrock up in here. Now that's a pretty big order, and we got a lot of work to do. Let's see if we can get this done. I made a little bit of a mistake when I wired the rest of this room. I ended up doing it before I built this false wall that's gonna hide all the electrical and plumbing. And unfortunately, I left this wire a little bit too short. And when I just cut it, I didn't think about it. I should have cut the side that went to the panel because it's still not wired in there. And I cut the side that goes to the outlet. So now I gotta try and pull a wire up and over and around that I can replace this one with, so it's a little bit longer and it'll reach the box. It's always something. So the goal here is to get these hooked together. I'm gonna pinch them with a pair of linesmans, and then I'm gonna wrap this with electrical tape, and hopefully I could just pull this wire up and around. So all the wiring is now done. The only thing that I have left to do before I can start closing up all of this with the sheetrock is run the 2 heat lines up and through the ceiling and up to the upstairs. We're gonna be adding a radiator in the living space up there, so there's a little bit extra heat up there, because right now the hallway is a little bit chilly in the winter and it would be nice to have a little extra heat. I'm gonna get to running some PEX up and over and stubbed up into the upstairs, and then I think once I tack up the rest of this insulation that I had to pull down to fix that wire, we can get to throwing up some sheetrock. So that's exciting. I know, who says exciting about sheetrock? All right, so I got the plumbing rough-in done to the upstairs. It's just 2 heat lines for a radiator that we're gonna move up there. And then I also got 2 outlets put in on this wall behind us. And I have a couple minor items that I made a list on this wonderful piece of drywall behind me. I'm gonna button those up and then we can get to hanging some drywall. So I made a bunch of progress today. There was a bunch of odds and ends that I actually forgot about that I needed to wrap up. There was an outlet I needed to rewire upstairs that runs through this ceiling. And then there was also a microwave vent that came out. The kitchen's on the other side of this wall. I had to run the microwave out to go up and out the wall above this roof. That just slipped my mind. It wasn't even on my list. I ended up knocking that all out. I got everything all done, and now we are ready for sheetrock. But unfortunately, it's Sunday night, and we'll have to pick up during the week when I get to hanging the ceiling sheetrock. So the week came and went. I didn't end up working back here. We had a pretty busy week with some stuff after work. So we're getting back to it. It's Saturday. I'm gonna get all of this stuff cleaned up that's all over the floor. There's just a bunch of random crap in here at this point that doesn't need to be in here anymore. And then my dad is actually gonna come over and help me out with this sheetrock so I don't have to crush myself under it while I try to push it against the ceiling. So he'll be here in a few minutes. I'm gonna get to cleaning up and we'll pick up when we put up the first board. All right, so I cleaned up this back room. I got everything ready to go. My dad arrived and we were about to put up some sheetrock and I noticed a drop of water on one of the ceiling joists. A few weeks ago, we had a pretty big snowstorm and a ton of snow was up on the roof, and we noticed that an ice dam was forming in the gutter up there. If you don't know what an ice dam is, I'm gonna put a picture down here so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. And I had some water come in, and we were thinking that that was all solved and it was just an ice dam and a freak thing, and we were gonna address some venting and insulation issues in the spring to hopefully avoid the ice damming. But today, it's a warmer day. Most of that snow has now melted, and it appears that water is finding a way in through the roof and down this outer wall that's above me here. And it looks like from the initial look that I took up on the roof that the drip edge was installed incorrectly, and water is either getting behind the drip edge up under the shingle and then running down that face of that wall, or the drip edge is actually too short and it doesn't have the little kick out that a normal drip edge should have, allowing the water to go into the gutter instead of running backwards, like kind of when you pour a pitcher of water and it runs down the side and drips off the bottom. That's kind of what's happening on the roof right now. This roof was recently done within the last 5 years, so this really shouldn't be happening, but if it was installed correctly, who the heck knows? I'm gonna have to get whoever put this roof on to come back here and take a look at this, and hopefully they fix it. I'm really hoping that there's not more damage on the back of this house, but if it's been leaking for a few years, and that's gonna cause some problems. We had the closet in our bedroom open during a bunch of rainstorms because I fixed some sheetrock that was damaged from, I assumed, was before the roof was replaced. And when I had it open, it rained a bunch. I looked, everything was dry, so I'm hoping that this is just a freak thing, and maybe this is a special case on this side and nothing else is damaged. But if it's like anything else with this house, there's probably more damage that I'm gonna have to fix. I'm gonna cut the video off here. Sorry you guys didn't get to see a bunch of progress, but this is the reality of doing these kind of things. I'm gonna pick up with another smaller project, a fun one, thankfully, in the next video. For now, we're gonna take a pause back here and pick up after I talk to that contractor, and I'll keep you guys posted with what's going on with that. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on video 55 of this series. See you later.